Arsenal's players have been left knackered by training under new manager Mikel Arteta, but the Spaniard is making small tweaks behind the scenes to get the best from the squad at his disposal. Gunners have won both of their last two matches under Arteta, who had suffered a draw and a defeat in his opening two games since being installed as Unai Emery's successor. After beating Manchester United 2-0 in a much-improved Premier League display at the Emirates, the North London outfit responded to a poor first half to beat Leeds United in the FA Cup third round on Sunday, winning 1-0 after a fiery half-time talking to from Arteta. That has prompted a fresh wave of optimism around Arsenal as they look to close a 9-point gap to fourth-placed Chelsea and avoid a fourth straight season outside of the Champions League. And the Athletic's David Ornstein, famous for his Arsenal connections, has opened up on the changes he's heard that Arteta has been making at the club. Arteta spent 5 seasons as a player at Arsenal before a 3-year stint as Pep Guardiola's number 2 at Manchester City, with this his first senior managerial role. But the 37-year-old has started to make an impression back at London Colney, where he has upped the intensity of sessions as he demands more physically and tactically from his squad. Arteta has been in for a couple of weeks now and there are some little things you're hearing that reflect positively on the new regime, Ornstein told the Athletic's Ornstein and Chapman podcast. There was one player I heard about who was explaining how hard training is. Not just the demands on the players that Arteta is putting on them for matches, but training is said to be absolutely exhausting to the extent that he was due to have somebody come round to his house on his day off and he said, "No, I need a line today." That was just from training, they're knackered. I think Arteta gave them a couple of days off after the Man United match, Thursday and Friday. But training has been very intense, incredibly tactical is the word that's coming out. You saw for example Socrates doing it for the first time in, what I can remember, a long time, dribbling the ball out of defense. Because Arteta is telling them, do not release the ball until an opponent is committed. It's a small thing but it's something perhaps slightly different to what was being done before. So, wait for the opponent to engage and commit themselves and then release the ball or move forward with it until that moment arrives. They've been having a meeting before and after every training session that is said to be pretty long and detailed analysis, video analysis. It's just the small tweaks at the moment that seem to be improving things around Arsenal in the immediate term. ESPN, meanwhile, report that Arteta's changes have had a massive impact on Mesut Ozil in particular. The German playmaker, massively popular among Arsenal supporters, has struggled to produce his best form on a consistent basis in the last few seasons but has fared well in recent matches under Arteta. An ESPN ad that sources within the club suggest Ozil is now completely transformed and completely engaged in training, with a fresh positive atmosphere around the place. Arteta is said to have worked one-on-one with Ozil to improve his form, with a tactical instruction for the World Cup winner to play in the channel on the right-hand side when Arsenal are in possession. Speaking after the win over Leeds, the manager said, "When I see what I don't want to see, and I'm not talking about technically or tactically, what I expect from them and the standards that we want to set in certain areas, I cannot be happy and I have to let them know. But I am learning every day from them, how they react when they lose, what they need when they lose and what they need when they win as well. Also, how they can react when they want to, because before that, everyone said it was a physical issue, that we could not sustain certain rhythm or intensity throughout the game. Look how they finished tonight. After 94 minutes they kept going and this is what they have to understand as a team. We had to change some things, at half-time, but the biggest change was how we approached the second half. The mentality, how aggressive we are, how intense we are. We started to win every duel, every 50-50, we were playing in the opponent's half, making passes and runs forward and being positive on the ball." Asked if the difficulty of establishing such a battling mentality is one of his toughest challenges at Arsenal, Arteta continued, absolutely, because they haven't done it for many months, so it has to be a process. That's why I think tonight is a really good lesson for them, so they can live their profession and suffer for 35 minutes, or they can enjoy and feel proud of what they did in the second half. It's their choice. Let's block ads. Why?